Well. I'm back again, guys. First of all, I'd like to thank you all for supporting me. I'd like to thank my new supporters and my diehard folks that have been with me for some years now. And I'm just grateful and I appreciate everything you all do for me. And I appreciate your personal well wishes during the time when I had COVID. And all the time when you hadn't seen me, you just send me a quick email and ask is everything okay. I guess today I wanted to show you all my favorite smoothie and just do a little chit chat while I'm doing it. I know there are a lot of different types of smoothies out there, and Xander loves to make smoothies when he comes over, but he likes to put almond milk in his smoothie. That's okay. I've had that also. But when I make my smoothie, there's a simple recipe, ingredients that I use, and it's my favorite. I use strawberries. It's one of everything. 1 cup of strawberries. You can double if you like, but 1 cup of strawberries. You do know you have to soak your strawberries, right? Because the little white things, and a lot of times I've seen that they're not really part of strawberry. It could be little pests. So you soak them overnight, and I put just a little vinegar in the water, just a little bit, and let them soak when I think about it. If not, I let them sit in warm water, salt, and rinse them out real good to get those little white things off. Okay, I use a cup of strawberries. I use 1 apple. And when I make my smoothies, I'm not on camera because I just rolled my hair up and I don't want to let you guys see me with my hair rollers, which I have in the past, but I'm old school. My hair is very fine and thin, so I've always been very thin and curly and fine, so I set my hair. It does better with a roller set. So anyway, next time I promise to be on camera. 1 cup of strawberries, 1 apple, and when I slice my apple for my before I put it in the blender, I don't have a food processor anymore. I used to years ago, but for the sake of this smoothie, you can use just a regular blender. I cut my apple up and I keep the peelings, the peeling, the outside. All your nutrients are in the peeling, and what you call it. Just keep it. When you don't peel it, don't peel this off. Just use the outside, okay? And when you got a food processor, you can also put the seeds in. But I chop my apple up, and I put it in there. 1, 1, 1. The other third ingredient is 1 banana. I take a banana after I rinse it off. So rinse it off? Yes. You rinse all your fruit off, but you also rinse a banana because bananas have been touched in stores and they drop around germs. So when you open it, there could be some germs on the outside of this banana. So you rinse it off before you actually peel it. That's a little tidbit I learned years and years ago. So it's 1, 1, 1. And I sometimes put not a whole cup, maybe half a cup of water, ice cold water, or you could put some ice cubes in it. So that's what I do. And I have 1 cup of spinach. Well, there's really 4 ingredients. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got the spinach. The spinach, 1 cup of fresh spinach. I have some baby spinach, strawberries, apple, and banana. I have everything already in the blender, and I just blend it up. Okay, that's it. And I have my glass. You can also pour some juice in there, put some pineapple chunks, but I don't really want to mess up this little healthy smoothie, so I don't put any juice in it. And let me show you the final product. I like mine kind of thick. So this is what it looks like. And this is mine. Oh, yummy, yummy, yummy. I won't waste that. And it looks so good. I'll drink this. This will be my midday snack or lunch. Then I have dinner. So that's it. But guys, I hope you guys are having a great year so far. I made a video the other day, uploaded. It was kind of lengthy, but it was something that was on my mind. And I watched someone else's video early this morning, and I thought about a lot of things that people are going through. And I don't know if you know this, but you can look it up. The research has shown, I think COVID has a lot to do with this, but not everything is blamed on COVID. Mental health issues. They said 1 out of every 4 person, I think it's the latest statistic I saw, is dealing with some form of mental health issues. And guys, there's no shame. There's no shame in going through mental health crises. But what I found out in my life is that when you're dealing with something, you have to do a lot of inventory. You have to take a piece of paper and you do list on one side the things that are really bothering you, the things that have you stuck, and the people that are adding to your anxiety or your mental health issues, your depression, or just feeling of loneliness and whatever you're going through. There is no shame. There is no shame in dealing with things. And even therapists need therapists. So I've been in the social service field for many, many years, but I found out that I benefit also from professional counseling if I feel like I'm getting stuck, because you are not a superwoman and you are not a superman. There's no such thing as a perfect person or people with special powers that can just wave a magic wand and eliminate all the pain and suffering. But what you can do, you can eliminate people in your life that are causing you pain. You really can do that. It is not easy. I'm not going to tell you it's easy. It is hard. But it comes a time in your life where we will have to, you, me, and all of us will have to do an inventory. Write it down on a piece of paper. Who is causing you extra headache and pain in your life? What is causing you extra pain in your life? Life is beautiful, and I say it all the time, but it can be a challenge. And there are a lot of people that are born with things in their life and generational curses and things we inherit, but we have to identify it. Knowing is half the battle. Once you identify something, guys, that's the first step. Once you identify it, and if a problem is causing you to not be the best person you could possibly be, then it needs to be looked at, it needs to be addressed, it needs to be eliminated or modified or whatever. It will be determined by you and your therapist. But when you go to therapy, you have to be honest with your therapist. You have to be honest with them and let them know what you're feeling, what you're thinking about, how you're feeling, what's working for you, what's not working for you. Sometimes it's hard to let go. And that's the biggest thing when you work with people, is to help them to identify what's not working for them. Because you keep doing the same thing and you get the same results, something is wrong. You need to change your strategy or whatever it takes. But you can overcome things. I remember that I used to be the type of person, I used to be worried about everything. I used to, when I was younger, much younger, borrow from tomorrow, worry about what people are going to think, worry about how people will perceive me. But guys, I'm telling you, you cannot go through life like that. But where I did it, I went to this in-service, and it helped us to learn some breathing exercises. You'd be surprised how that works, because my anxiety would get worse when I had to get in traffic. This is the truth. When I would get in traffic, I would actually get hyperventilate. I would be depressed. If I had a meeting to go to and I was going to be late, I started imagining all kind of possible, impossible things and all kind of negative scenarios what would happen as a result of me being late. So I went to this in-service, and it was talking about a breathing exercise to do when you're in the car. And I kept reaffirming, and I kept saying this, because repetition and reaffirmation of something, of issue, and then the possible solution for the issue works. I had to repeat over and over and over when I was stuck in traffic. You've never been to Atlanta? It's worse now. And this was years ago. I would tell myself, listen, Phyllis, there is nothing you can do at this moment about this traffic. Whatever happens as a result of you being late, it's not the end of the world. No one is going to kill you, and I'm hopefully they won't fire you unless you've been repeatedly troubles with tardiness. But for the most part, we magnify what we have built up in our mind of what's going to happen as a result of a little small thing like being late. So over a period of time, I would say that I would get in the car and I said, if I'm late, I'm late. And I also had to identify what could I do to prevent from being late. Now, in my case, there was nothing I don't think I did, because I've always been the type of person I would leave ahead of time. And so, but with Atlanta traffic getting worse and worse and worse, that wasn't working. So I looked at that problem. What is the problem? What can I do? What can I not do? Okay, so what I could do is to allow myself enough time, and that time got longer and longer and longer because the traffic got worse and worse and worse. So I would have to allow myself at least an hour and a half during the rush hour traffic to get to work, whereas in the past, I could get to work in about 30 minutes. But the number of people moving to Atlanta and the traffic and the expressways just wasn't working. So what I could do on my part, what could I do? Okay, I increased the time that I thought it would take to get to work. So I modified that, I changed that. I started allowing myself an hour and a half to get to work. Even if I got there earlier, I would always stick with that. Except on weekends and summer times, it didn't take as much time. But on school days, it was horrible. So I did that, and then I would sit in the car and keep reaffirming and telling myself, listen, there's nothing I can do about this traffic. So sit back and relax, put some music on, and just sit there and go through it. And that helped. So that helped when it came to anxiety about going to work. And I think about the other issues I had with anxiety. And I don't think I had a lot of others, but that was my main thing. I would get very depressed about sitting in that traffic. It was just killing me. And it made my day worse. So I stopped doing that. Then the next thing I started doing, I woke up in the morning. I'm a person of faith. So I started saying a word of prayer, asking God for his strength for today, and asking him to just help me to get through this. And it helped. It all depends on how you start your day. Some mornings you're going to wake up and it's just like a gloom. It's just like you just don't feel there's no hope. You feel like nothing is working out, that things just not going the way you plan. You have to look at each and every area of your life and see what you can do. And then you accept the things that you cannot do. You cannot worry about things that you have no control over. Because, guys, believe it or not, there are not many things in life that we actually have control over. And another thing I used to do is stay in jobs that were dead end. You stay on a job that's dead end. It's not going anywhere. You don't have a passion for the job anymore. You don't believe in the missions and goals of this agency. And it's going against who you are. So you have to make a decision. That's something you can control. You can start planning and change your career path. You just can't quit a job if you don't have another job. You have to work on it. Life is about making choices. Life is about doing inventory of every area of your life, inventory of your career, inventory of your personal relationships, inventory of your perception of yourself. Life, just a lot. It's just a lot. Can't go into this video, but the most important thing is you have to actually write down things that are actually bothering you, causing you depression, causing you to feel like there's no hope, being in relationships where people don't understand us, understand you. That's going to always happen. We will leave this earth, guys, not being understood by so many people. That's just the way it is. And if those people don't get you, then you need to just turn around and just do about face and just X them out of your life if you can't work on a relationship. That is the hardest thing to do. And guys, you remember that there's a text in the Bible that in the New Testament it says, your worst enemies are those of your own household. Sometimes your worst enemies are your family next to you, because we are our own worst enemy. And then you have the family. But the more you become self-aware, the more you understand and learn who you are, and the more you learn to deal with your own personal demons in life. No one's perfect. But sometimes we're sitting back and we're oppressed and we're sad and we're lonely and we feel hopeless, and we sit there and we play it over and over and over in our minds, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And there's something I just recently learned about myself, going through something with family or dealing with people that have issues with their families. I've learned this. I've learned that sometimes you must, for your own sanity, take care of your own mental health, because people will drain you dry. I call them family leeches. They will suck all the energy, all the positivity out of your life, everything. They will affect you, and we just hold on, and hold on, and hold on, and hold on. No, you cannot. You have to learn how, like I've done recently, learn how to love people from afar. Because people will show you who they are. And people, if they don't want you in your life, you have to do about face and let it go. And accept it. You have to become more self-aware. And becoming self-aware gives you some power and some magnificent strength to live your life and to be the best possible person that you want to be and who God wants you to be. So I hope someone has got some from this little quick message this morning. I really appreciate you guys. I love you. But I'm telling you something. When you're feeling down, for me, when you're going through something, it's not always about, some people go through a lot of problems in life. They go through marital problems. They're going through career changes on jobs with supervisors that are just buttholes, for lack of a better word. I'm just going to call it what it is. And also, you're not making the money that you really need. But you can work on those things. That's something you can do. That's in your power to change that with God's help. You can get another job. You really can. Now, for me, I was making big money, good money. And so, but I had reached a boiling point where I had it, and it wasn't working for me. The well had ran dry. Sometimes you have to know when the well has dried up, when a relationship has dried up. You have to learn how to let people go. And sometimes you have to just give people to God, just like you give your trial and tribulation. You give those folks to God, and you love them from afar. But we hold on. We think, oh, we just got to keep on. Oh, I'm just trying to make this work. Sometimes it's not going to work, guys. It's just not going to work. So once you do that, you'll be surprised how free you will feel. You just feel like a load will have lifted off of you when you X people out of your life. I'm not saying you hate them, but people can show you they don't want you in their life. So when someone does not want you in your life, you have to respect that. I don't care how painful it may feel or set you back. It's going to set you back for a minute now, especially if it's someone that you really love. But you have to let go. And you have to remember, these people that are causing you any type of pain or misery in your life, believe it or not, they're God's child too. So what I had to do, I learned a long time ago, is to give them to God. And I'll say, well, God, that's your child too. And so you do what you have to do. If you have to block people out of your life, you block them. You don't have to sit back and be abused and mistreated by anyone. Throat getting dry. That's so good. I'm sorry, guys. And another thing I found out is best not to do. You heard that was saying, my mom used to say, don't let your left hand know what your right doing. You can't tell everybody your problems. I'm going to tell you why, guys. People really don't want to hear what you're going through. They have their own problems, and the bottom line, what can they do? Because another thing I've learned lately, backtrack here, is also you learn how to know the benefits of venting, or the inner benefits of keep venting. The old folks say griping, complaining. I read an article the other day, and it was talking about venting. you should allow yourself, they gave some suggestion, to vent one time about the situation and let it go. Because the more you vent, the worse it gets. That issue gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Then it snowballs, and then it's affecting you. So you vent about the situation one time. If someone you need to talk to, the vent, and then bury it. Let it go. Because you can't put negative stuff out there in the universe. You want to be as positive as you can. And sometimes that may mean pulling away from social media. It's okay. They'll be there when you get back. If that's causing a lot of pressure in our lives, we have to let go. Because I have done that. There have been times, you all know, you may see me, then for a month you may not see me. I may be busy, or I may be going through something, or maybe dealing with something with another family member that's going through something. Because guys, we are born into trouble. As the sparks that fly upward, you're going to have trial and tribulation. And God never promised us a rainbow. Remember the song that says, does Jesus bear the cross alone and all the world go free? No. There's a cross for everyone, and there's a cross for me. You have to pick up our cross. And we're going to have trials and tribulation. But I can tell you one thing. There's somebody, if you have that relationship with him, that can help you go through it. And he can let you know that I'm with you while you're going through this. And don't get mad at God if you're going through things. Because a lot of times, nothing has to do with God. God allowed trials and tribulations to come our way to make us stronger. Because trials and tribulations and stuff we go through will either break you or make you a much stronger person. So don't let the trials and tribulations just take you. I have people that are dealing with so much, loss, but I don't want to really go into that. But I'm telling you, so a lot of times when I'm working with people, I'm talking to people, I'm a client or a family member, it can be a lot. So you have to pull back and take care of yourself. You have to take care of the kids. And as moms, I know I've been there. When your kids are little, sometimes we say we don't have the luxury because our kids are there. Their needs are there, need to be met. I get that. And they do. Grocery shopping, taking care of the kids, taking care of the husband, taking care of the man, or whatever you're doing. And then sometimes we get lost in the interim. But you got to step back and allow God to give you the strength. You got to take care of you. Because if we're not around and strong, what's going to happen? Our kids need us when they're small. But when they're grown, you have to give them to God and just be there for them if they ask. But that's the hardest thing to do. But when I think about it, if someone rejects us, think about all the rejection that Jesus went through. The whole world rejected him. So are we better than him? Are we greater than him? No. We're going to have trial and tribulation, guys. I understand, but a lot of people may not understand. But just hang in there and do what you can. Write it down. Write down what's bothering you. Things, people. Write down the names of those people and turn them over to God and be there for them. But you are not put on this earth for anyone to beat you or mistreat you. No one has that right. So when you know that you are special and there's no one like you and that God loves you and he's here for you, but do your part. Start eliminating those things out of your life. Springtime is coming, and make a commitment before spring or by spring. You're going to do spring cleaning of your life and go on. I love a lot of you guys. I know you personally. I'm here for you if you need me. So just know and share on social media things that you feel comfortable with sharing. And you can't just, a lot of people do put their whole life on Facebook and stuff like that. But some things just aren't made to be shared with everybody. You have to do it behind the scenes, behind the camera. I love Facebook. Not Facebook. I love YouTube. This is my social media of choice. I'm on the other ones, but this is what I like the best because I've been here for a long time. And guys, I hope everything works out for you, and I hope you take something from this, whatever the takeaway is, and just know that it was presented to you guys from love and respect. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.